you got there, Tony?
I got a chicken waffle.
Mine looks really good. It says it's 900 calories. I'm finding that hard to believe though.
We are loaded up for a 6-day food carry into the Bob Marshall Wilderness, the Bob as they call it. So it should be, today should be, you know, some ups and downs, but then once we get to tomorrow, it should be pretty cruisy, pretty flat, a lot of water crossings. So we're excited and nervous at the same time.
We've actually taken an alternate out of Lincoln for a few reasons. One, is easier to get to instead of an 18-mile hitch back to Rogers Pass. Two, the water sources are all dried up on the trail, we've been told, and there's more water on this route. And three, it was a little less strenuous given Tony's recovery with the electrolytes. And it just kind of seemed like a no-brainer. Oh, and the last reason, I was so excited to see Sebos, but after you stand out of the way for them for the 10th time in 10 minutes for them to pass, you're like, oh my God, I'm kind of over this. Why are there so many people on my trail all of a sudden? So we wanted to get back to our isolated experience. We were really letting this get close. Oh, there you go.
So we're on this really cruisy trail heading up towards the Bob, and it's probably about 65 degrees outside, something like that. Perfect temperature for me, so I'm feeling so much better than I did the other day, trying to watch my electrolytes.
Real Oregon vibes through here.
Gummy shark doo 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 doo, gummy shark doo 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 doo, gummy shark doo 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 doo, gummy shark.
Pretty. I love it when the trail kind of shows you where you're going. And that's also really pretty to look at. This day is not over, but knock on wood, this alternate has been spectacular, and we do not regret it for a second.
We hacked the trail.
It's been so diverse. We haven't seen a soul. So much water. Plus, it's like a high of 70 and mostly cloudy today. Mwah! Yes! And just like that, we're back on the red line. Ending the day on this beautiful downhill after some yummy stroganoff. And today begins with a cold river crossing. I didn't even put on my shoes this morning out of the tent because we got to cross this river that we can't buy. This kind of trail is the kind that cuts up your legs as you walk through it. Ow, ow.
The trail is very level today. We're just walking along the side of this ridge, making our way down to the Bob. The only thing is that both sides of the trail have these very, very scratchy sticks and bushes. And if you zone out and you're not paying attention, you can get scraped pretty bad.
Multiple stream crossings. It's been so dry and windy everywhere we've camped really so far. We haven't had a lot of condensation on our tent, so we haven't had to do the daily layout until now. The tent was wet this morning. I think the Bob is going to be very wet. Pass in a burn zone. On a really nice day so far. Taking the second break really fast because Tony had to go dig a hole. We're only 3 miles from a privy, which is nice that there's even a privy out here, but you couldn't make it. We were looking forward to this nice downhill, but it's just been all rock. Little pockets of dirt, but mostly rock. Boo.
One of the interesting things about through hiking are all the contradictions. So like today, we spent all day trying to rock hop over streams to keep our feet dry. And then you see a river and you're like, oh, I really just want to put my feet in those. Or you're like going uphill forever and all you want is to go downhill. And then as soon as you start going downhill, you're like, this hurts. I wish I were going uphill again. Or it just, you always want whatever you don't have.
Today was not really tough, but
It's kind of tough.
it was tougher than we expected it was gonna be, which means that it was tough. So the lesson is, expect everything to be really hard and be pleasantly surprised.
And don't eat too much pepperoni too quickly.
He had to stop a couple of times to dig some extra holes in the ground out here. Anyway, we're heading on this dirt road here to a campground with a pit toilet, which is nice for Tony. No more new holes. What a feat of engineering. Look at this, dry feet crossing. Starting out our day on this highway of a horse trail. Really loving this trail bed this morning. It's very sweet. There have been like 100 of these little bunnies. There's so many of them. They're so cute. Hello. What's up, little fella? Hello. Goodbye. In the last 24 hours, I have run into not one but two former hiking friends from my 2019 PCT hike. And it's just so exciting. I'm glad I wear always basically the same blue hat because they recognized me right away. I was like, oh my God, hi. So it was really neat to see them, especially as they're starting out on their journey. They got a long one ahead of them. And I'm just kind of finishing up my little section. Really appreciating this tree cover right now because it's gonna be hot today. Break time views. To trust a log or not to trust a log? That is often the question out here when crossing a stream. I tend to not trust logs. I like to watch him first. I might be taking my shoes off. I think we're getting our first views of the Chinese wall. We're gonna be hiking along nearly to the top of this pass. Oh, and this heat's just about killed us. But it's pretty. And then you turn the corner and you see that. Holy moly. Tony just pointed out this heart in the middle of the cloud. So romantical. All right, I'm going on this recommended side quest to get this one-of-a-kind view. There it is. You can see the rest of the wall all the way down there. We're about to go walk the rest of it.
Definitely feel like we kind of saved the best for last, right? Like our hike started off pretty good, but like to get up here and then end in Glacier, pretty awesome, right?
Yes.
Here I am just walking beside the Chinese wall. You can see that big escarpment behind me. We'll be walking next to that for the rest of today.
All day we've been hiking across these like just horse beat up trails. But it's a good thing we've hiked in Scotland because we are ready for it. Still there. It is a long wall. And a cute little marmot. Look at the little feller. Aren't you cute? One of the hardest things about the CDT is that it's hard to kind of gauge where the campsites are going to be. You have to use your best judgment and rely on what people in the app say about where there's camping. Well, not everybody is always telling a good story about where there's camping. So we went to a place where several people said there's good camping, but not by our standards. So we have a couple more miles maybe to hike tonight.
No matter how beautiful the trail is, it's really hard to walk past where you thought you were going to be stopping. So like when you get to where you had planned all day to camp and then you find out you got to walk another 2 miles. I mean, that's tough to swallow no matter how beautiful it is, but you just got to make yourself do it. You have no control over these things. You only have control over the way you respond to them.
Well, we tented here next to this lake at a real campsite, actual campsite, one of their first on the trail. There's our fly drying out a little bit. I don't know if there's really anything worse than digging a hole while fighting off mosquitoes and looking out for grizzly bears. It looks like we're gonna get just a little bit of sunrise on the Chinese wall after all. There we go.
We're starting off the day downhill. We are doing mostly downhill today, which is awesome. We do have one climb, which looks hellacious on the elevation profile, but is only about 600 feet a mile, so hopefully it won't be too bad, and we're gonna try and hit it before the heat of the day. So
dreams of an easy downhill have been dashed. It's all just shrubs and ouchy, scratchy trail mixed in with difficult, slushy water crossings, as you can see.
Working at the car wash. Working at the car wash, yeah. It is really wet coming through here. We are getting soaked, but I guess we're clean.
Second shoes off crossing of the day, and it is only 7:30. We think we can safely say we're out of the majority of the car wash, but I think we're still gonna have some scratchy stuff. My legs have seen better days, for sure. And we have lots and lots of creek crossings today. Everyone we meet keeps saying, lots of creek crossings. We've taken our shoes off 3 times. So I'm debating whether or not I'm just gonna start leaving my shoes on. But as you all know, my shoes are like tissue paper. They like to fall apart. I'm trying to make sure they don't fall apart this year. So, let's see. I've made my decision and I'm gonna live with the consequences. I'm walking through it. As much as I hate water crossings right now, this is a really cute one. Aww. Thought I would just let you guys meet some of our neighbors. The guys that like to come greet us whenever we stop. The flies that like to just sit all over our packs, and also the wasps that just sit there and won't get off at all even when you pick up your pack. And of course all the butterflies that like to come like all the salt off all your stuff. It's called Switchback Pass. There's like 40 switchbacks. Ooh. I made it to the pass. Are you enjoying your break?
I am really enjoying my break. The wind is just enough to keep the mosquitoes away, and it's beautiful. But pretty soon I'm gonna have to end my break. And I don't enjoy that.
Whoa, snow bridge. Still hanging out. That's amazing. I really haven't gotten a chance to see that many beautiful mountain lakes here. So let's soak it all in. Another really cool escarpment here. Not quite as impressive as the Chinese wall. I'm sure it has a name. I don't know what it is. The most glorious thing just happened. The sun went behind the escarpment. Good Lord, it's been hot today.
I hate camping so much. I like hiking. I just wish I could teleport back to my bed. But I won't sleep. My hips hurt. Why do we do this? Who does this? Damn.
Brushing your teeth with your new friends. If it weren't for the bugs and slantiness, this is actually a really pretty campsite. Got some bugs. Little sunrise coming up. Very nice.
Look at the beautiful waterfall.
I've had a few more creek crossings today. I have wet feet. But the trail has been pretty brush free, pretty flat, pretty even, level. Nice. Ooh, somebody built us some stairs. Ooh, I almost fell down them. Hello, friend. Just taking a moment to capture the absence of bees and flies on my pack. It's kind of amazing and beautiful and just fills me with so much joy. It's overcast today. A little bit sunny, but not like yesterday. Hopefully it stays this way because it makes it so much more pleasant. Here's us. I'm in the water. He's trying to leapfrog. He did it. I'm not long-legged enough.
It's too hot to live. I mean, it's just ridiculous hot. It's humid too, which is weird because west of the Mississippi typically not that humid, but man, it is rough here in Montana. And it's just relentless every day. We had some cloud cover earlier this morning, but wasn't doing much and certainly not doing anything now. So we're less than a mile away from a water source. We're gonna hope we can find some shade and a breeze because it's rough. No, horsefly, sorry.
I'm just really enjoying these precious little yellow flowers all along here. So cute.
You see here that spreadsheet is completely covered from head to toe just to try and get away from all of the bugs, and there's a million of them. You can see biting. Yeah, they're all, I'm sure, in her face right now. So she's treating some water so we can have some mashed potatoes and then head on to camp. It's been a middling day. It's not been very much to look at. The scenery,
Hello, dear. Can you clear this trail for me? Because it's really hurting my legs. It's just tearing me up. Can you spot the trail? Because it's here. It's right here.
This is my right foot. First, there's this abrasion right here. Kind of did that to myself. I had a fly bite that I scratched too hard. Then you'll notice this giant blister on the side of my big toe, which I'll take care of in town tomorrow. What I can't do much about is that, which you might think is dirt, but is not dirt. That is a jammed or broken toe. So I've done this before, but not in a long time. So it's just the kind of thing that has to heal on its own.
It's our last morning in the bob, and it might rain today, but we're going to town. Also, this overgrown trail is driving me insane. It like scrapes your legs off, then slaps the scrapes, and it just looks like a cheese grater. So I put a bunch of band-aids on it today just to get through it. Ugh. I'll also wear my pants, but as you can see, I also had to bandage my pants because of the thrashing that they've taken from this trail. Clap, clap, clap. Ooh, clap. Ooh, a clear spot. Nice. Just miles and miles and miles and miles of this. Being mindful to enjoy these moments while they last. Nice open trail.
Town day is always a special kind of motivation. So all of your aches and pains kind of disappear and you just sort of lock in because you're just thinking about getting to town, getting a shower, getting to bed, getting a meal, and nothing's gonna stand in my way.
Not hating this. I know this is fascinating to you people out there, but it's really interesting to me. This is all we talk about. How overgrown is the trail? And we are just like, oh my God. Ooh. Well, it's raining, and I ain't even mad at it because it's better than hot. And we're going to town. And usually the rain here doesn't last very long, and we haven't really been rained on except for one day so far, so let's just hope it stays this nice light drizzle. Tony always looks like a Vogon when he puts on his poncho. These guys have been up here for 10 days clearing trail, and they're heading to town too, just like us. We have been told by our new horse friends that the alternate that everybody takes, because the red line that's on the way to the road is just complete blowdowns, and everybody acknowledges that it's pretty much impassable. But it's on this old road, and it's going to be really nice. No more cheese grater legs. I think we're going to be walking on this for the rest of the day, all the way to town. Hey, boo-boo!
Yeah, bears.
We got 12 of these babies today on this alternate. I'm gonna put my phone away so I don't drop it in the water. Now it's time for my favorite activity, hitchhiking on a busy road. We've arrived at a hostel and there's a bed and we're gonna go get a shower. And here's our lodge where we're staying. Psych. This is where they have a discounted breakfast buffet for hikers. Buffet. Anyway, here's this park lodge. It's so nice.